Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. All right, you guys, first up on the list of things to talk about is the Atlanta teachers cheating scandal. And you've probably heard about it. There were 20 teachers, administrators, and coordinators that were charged with racketeering, and this was because they were caught changing grades of some elementary students and middle school students back in, well, they think that it started in 2001. In the Atlanta public schools out here in Atlanta, Georgia, there were teachers that were, I think there were 35 of them that were caught. They were changing the grades of students in their classes. It was rumored that they would get together and have cheating parties, and they were as bold as erasing the answers to on the scantrons that the students had submitted. Well, when the schools that were performing very low started to have a very drastic change in their scores, it raised eyebrows. And after the state looked into it, they found that these teachers and administrators were indeed cheating. So this happened, they were caught a few years ago, and out of the 35 that were caught, 20 took plea deals right away. But the remaining teachers and administrators, including the superintendent of APS Beverly Hall, they all maintained their innocence and wanted to fight it in court. So for the past 5 months, they've been in court. Beverly Hall did not make it to court because she died from breast cancer before she could even make it to trial. But the remaining people who were trying to fight the case, they have been in court for the last 5 months, and once they were found guilty of racketeering, they were charged under the RICO Act. And I know that they've used the RICO Act usually in in drug cases and everything, but in this case they were able to use it. I think this is the first time that they've actually used it in something like this, so interesting. I don't know much about that law, but whatever. Once they were found guilty of racketeering, the judge immediately put them in jail. And this judge had always said that if they were found guilty, that he was going to put them in jail. That was a known thing. That was why those 20 that took the plea deal, I think, took it right away. These other ones wanted to fight. Now, once the judge put them all in jail, he had a change of heart, and he expressed that he would let prosecutors offer a plea deal for these teachers and administrators and this coordinator. And if they took the plea deals, they wouldn't have any jail time. However, they would have to admit that they were guilty. They'd never be able to teach again, obviously. And there were some other ramifications. Okay. But those were the main things. Also, they weren't going to be able to appeal the case. There was one that I believe did go ahead and take the plea deal that the prosecutor offered. But the ones left over decided to just wait it out and see what the judge was going to give them. Now, when they went to the sentencing part of this trial, the judge was very, very stern in the fact that he felt that these teachers were in no way innocent, that they had turned out children who could not read and write, who had been pushed through the school system, and that they had failed them. So the judge was quite upset with that. He also felt that the teachers and the administrators and the coordinator was kind of pompous, including their lawyers, and that they just didn't see the wrong in their actions. So the judge, I believe, being pissed with all of this that had gone on in the courtroom, decided to give the executives, the administrators, they got the heaviest sentence with, I think it was 20 years, but they have to serve 7, along with like a $25,000 fines and some community service, some thousands of hours of community service. The rest of the teachers were given a couple of years of jail time, a couple of $1,000s of fines, and community service. And then the coordinator was given community service, there was a fine, and weekends in jail. You guys, the case is just so, I have so many different opinions about it. It's hard to even explain it in this video because every day my feelings change about it. First and foremost, I will say that I think that the 7-year sentence was extreme. But I do believe that, these teachers and administrators, people that we hold, we have some esteem for, they are the ones that are responsible for teaching us and turning out whatever this next generation is going to be. I mean, if not responsible, they are responsible for a big part of our kids' futures. So them pushing these kids through, changing these grades, definitely it's a failure. It's a failure for these kids, and it's a law that was broken, and I do feel that there should be some sort of punishment. I was really hoping that there wasn't going to be any jail time. I thought that if they were, I just thought that there could be some other ways that it could be handled. However, I understand, okay? I wish that even the judge would have given them less time, a couple of years, just like he gave the others. It's just sad all the way around, you guys. It's hard to really feel one way about it, just because I just feel that standardized testing is such a farce. I think that it is something that should not be in the school systems today. I think it's something that the inner city schools suffer the most, and then you put on top of this, these schools are the only way that these schools can get funding, the only way that these schools can get bonuses. Okay, and in some cases, the only way that these teachers are guaranteed their jobs is that if they turn out high test scores. So the pressure of all of that in schools where there aren't books, in schools where the socioeconomic status of the neighborhoods is much lower, in schools where I just feel that standardized testing doesn't look out for those who are at most risk. Okay, I feel that standardized testing should be done away with, and instead we should go back to teaching these children what they need to know, not teaching to test. My daughter, when they show me the things that they're studying, I'm looking at the things and it's just like, okay, we got to get this is going to be on the test, this is going to be on the test, this is going to be on the test, this is going to be on the test. It's shit that nobody is ever going to use. Things that I don't even remember learning back when I was in middle school. I think it's really, really ridiculous. Now, I understand that there's got to be some incentives for schools, and that schools that do, exceptionally well should be rewarded. But I don't think that schools that not necessarily doing the best should be punished. It's just a lot. It's a lot. But the bottom line is there's been kids that have made it all the way to 12th grade and cannot really read and write. What exactly do we do with those kids now? And if I were those kids' parents, I would be pissed, even though, you can look at it again and say, well, as a parent, you should be the one, making sure that your children can read and write. It's always this back and forth that I have when I think about this case. And then, of course, we have people that are saying, it's not fair that you have educators, people that went to school, and have degrees and, are not criminals per se. They're going to jail. And you have people who are known murderers who are walking around free as a bird. And that does make it frustrating for a lot of people. But then that also brings us back to the fact that there are so many laws that needs to be changed. Okay, there's so many things in our justice system that can stand some tweaking. Okay, and I use the word tweaking quite mildly. So I know I'm all over the place with this. I don't really feel 100% one way or the other. It's interesting now that we've got all of the black leaders, the Bernice Kings and the Andrew, what's his name, and all of these people that are coming out and saying, it's not fair that these educators are, going to jail for this, and that they want, some leniency and all of this. But I kind of feel like they left them folks flapping in the wind from the beginning. Okay, I think that they didn't take it all seriously. They didn't think that it was going to, this is something that they probably should have stepped in on a long time ago. Not after the fact, honey, because that judge was so over it. He was so over it when I was reading the transcripts. He was just over it. Okay, he was getting into it with the lawyers, they were arguing back and forth with the judge, you know, and the fact that these people who clearly had changed these tests kept saying that they were innocent. Well, no, you're not really innocent. So that's it, you guys. You guys go on and leave your comments about it if you've heard about the case. I'm assuming that the ones that got the all of the ones that, you know, still was maintaining their innocence, I'm assuming that they are going to appeal this case. Maybe that they have now that they have all this involvement of all these activists, you know, it will help in their appeal. But you know, I just want you guys to voice your opinions down in the comments below and let me know what you think about it. Do you think that the judge did the right thing in giving them so much time? Do you think that it was a situation where they could have done community service and paid for what they did in a non-penal way? Y'all leave it down there below. But I just have to say that I just wish that there was a time where, you know, funding and money was not attached to the success of our children's schools. You guys seen the video that was released? It was like an Instagram or a Vine or something of her sitting at a table while some girls were dancing in the room. Somebody was videotaping, and it looked like Rihanna was at a table, that she had a little straw, and it looked like she was sniffing cocaine. It didn't catch her actually in the act of sniffing cocaine. However, she was coming up, she had this thing in her hand, and she was doing her nose and making a face. You know how people do when they snort cocaine. I don't snort cocaine, I never have, but I've seen it enough on TV to know how it goes. So once the video was released, everybody was saying, oh my gosh, she's snorting cocaine. And you guys know Rihanna, she likes to push the envelope quite a bit. After she teased around with everybody and put out a picture of her drinking coke and all of that, she finally said no, she was not snorting cocaine, she was just rolling a cigarette. What do you guys think? I saw the video and it did look like she was snorting cocaine. I mean, will we be surprised if she was? You know, I like Rihanna, but you know, Rihanna smokes weed, and I mean, a lot of rich folks snort cocaine, and if they can get some clean enough cocaine, I assume, you know, that they can still function and go on about their daily lives. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But then it's like, also, like, would she really release a video of her doing cocaine and let that be out there? It was like kind of like she knew that it sort of looked like that's what it was, and so she thought she would fuck around with you. But yeah, Rihanna does that a lot. It's interesting because even every time she does these things, her endorsements, that honey, nobody is willing to drop her. None of her sponsors ever give her any grief about the shit that she does. We've had pictures of her smoking weed and rolling joints and all of that, and you know, it's been no problems. Nothing has happened to her because of it. So I don't know, but you guys tell me that if you saw the video, what did you think? I mean, it's gonna be one of three things, okay? Either she was rolling a cigarette, even though I don't know if I thought Rihanna smoked, you know, actual nicotine smoked. She's rolling a joint, or she is sniffing cocaine. Y'all tell me what you thought she was doing. Alright, you guys, your boy Billion Dollar Boy Biz. I think that's the name of his Instagram. Memphis. You guys, Memphis is mad as fuck. Okay? And that is because he lost his case against Viacom, against Mona Scott Young, and against K. Michelle. You guys remember that big defamation of character suit that he had? He lost the whole thing. So brother man has gone off the deep end. He got on Instagram, you know, in an old bitch like way, was like, oh well, you guys think that I'm guilty. I've got all this evidence against K. Michelle, and starting tomorrow I'm gonna put it out there. Okay, you asked for it. Got away. So the next day, y'all, he posted all these videos of K. Michelle up on the witness stand answering questions, and basically it was just about her text messages. Okay, it was all this talk about her still having the text messages that he threatened to kill her son. He put a video up of her on Love and Hip Hop talking to, I think, Rashida, saying how she still has all the text messages of what he did. However, while she was in court, she was telling the lawyer that no, she didn't give her lawyer the text messages. You know, no, she didn't have the text messages of this, and no, she didn't give this, you know, these text messages. Look, I don't think Memphis understand, baby, you lost. You can do all this. Don't nobody give a fuck. It's over. Even if she doesn't have the damn text messages anymore, you did admit in court that you threw the water bottle and that you dragged her and you choked her a little bit. Okay, so All this other shit is just stupid. Okay, he looks very bitch-like. Okay, it's just like he's having a tantrum. I think he really thinks that he is, showing us something by him putting out these videos of shit that don't nobody care. Somebody tweeted me the other day if I thought that Tamar, Rashida, and Toya needed to apologize. Well, you guys, I'm not one of those ones who's big on apologies. I don't need apologies, because if I know I've been vindicated and everybody else can fucking see it, I don't give a fuck about your apologies, baby, because I'm winning. And if I was K Michelle right now, that's how I would feel. K Michelle is doing very well for herself. She's successful. Has put out a couple of albums, and she's always on tour. K Michelle is doing just fine. That would be enough for me. That would be enough for me. Now, if they wanted to go on and apologize, which I doubt that they will do, I don't think that Toya needs to apologize, because like I've said before, I felt like she was being a supportive wife. As far as Tamar needs to just leave the shit alone. Okay? And Rashida, that bullshit that she got going on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I don't. If I was K Michelle, I wouldn't need an apology. But I'm not one of those ones who are big on, somebody needs to sit down and apologize to me. Because like I said, if I feel that I am winning and other people can clearly see that I am, that is enough for me. But yeah, Memphis, he needs to get it the fuck together. I don't know what's wrong with him. I feel like something's gonna happen because he's just so obsessed with this case when nobody even cares anymore. Nobody cares about him anymore. We really had stopped caring. The case had kind of, we wasn't hearing much about it, and then at the end we started hearing about it again. Yeah, I'm just like, boy, if you don't go sit down somewhere, but yeah, y'all go on and find Memphis out there in LA and give the baby a hug and let him know that he is loved somewhere, okay? Because that's probably all he needs, just a little attention. But yeah, I'm gonna need Memphis to sit his motherfucking ass down somewhere. Yesterday, Meek Mill gave his girlfriend, Beyonce, who knows what this is, a very huge yellow heart-shaped diamond. It was surrounded by nice-sized diamonds. This beautiful ring. Nicki Minaj coyly said that she was going to tweet the picture later. And then when she tweeted the picture, the ring looked familiar. And if you follow Bad Medina on Instagram, I do not, however plenty other people do, they noticed that Bad Medina also had the exact same ring. So this is a little teeny tiny problem, okay, when you trying to floss. Now, it's not really all that big a deal, because fuck, it's a big ass ring. It's beautiful. Your man gave it to him. In any other instance, we would be very excited about it. But the thing is that when you're celebrities and when you're known like this, you don't really want your ring to look like anybody else's. So Meek Mill was upset that Bad Medina, she posted a picture of her drinking a Starbucks coffee or some kind of drink, and she had her ring that she had that was just like Nicki Minaj's. She had that ring showing, so it was sort of like in a shady way, like ha ha ha, I had the ring first. So Meek Mill got all up in his feelings, okay? I'm sure his ego took over, and he goes and, was like, bitch, you better be glad that you even with Floyd, he's the one with the millions, I got millions, Nicki got millions, you ain't got shit kind of thing. Then he started posting some other things, but yeah. I'm sorry, I'm gonna just have to give the big L to Meek Mill, because it requires a little bit of research when you're going to be buying a ring for your woman. You don't want them to have the same ring. Now, really, I don't even know if I would say Meek Mill is the loser. I would say more so the jeweler. Somebody need to go fucking talk to that goddamn jeweler, because if it's the exact same ring, that ring had to have come probably from the same jeweler. That jeweler knew that he had already sold a ring like that to somebody that was famous, okay? So that's just like showing up on the red carpet with the same dress as somebody. I mean, if we would have got like a Beyonce and a Rihanna on the red carpet and they had the same outfit on, that would be a disaster. So this is sort of like the same thing, but even worse, because, it was this ring, and, Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj are, they calling them Omika. They've combined their names and they making this big deal about this relationship, which is so strange to me to begin with because, she was crying and going on about Safari, but now she's all up under Meek Mill and now they're engaged, supposedly. And is that even an engagement? Like, did he ask her to marry or is that just a gift from him? So I've got all these questions about it. But my thing is, you want your ring to not look like anybody's. So it kind of makes, Nicki Minaj look like she got some shit secondhand. But again, like I said, it's not that big a deal. I mean, fuck, it's a big ass, yellow ass diamond. Y'all, I would love to have that ring. Rocky loves her ring, y'all. I was just like, I don't know why he going all off on Bad Medina. Nigga, pick out the rings that ain't nobody else. But y'all tell me what you think. Now, somebody out there let me know if they even engaged or is this just supposed to be a gift from him. In the meantime, everybody trying to figure out what Safari thinks about it. And honey, Safari is really, he's amused, I think, about this whole thing. Okay, just watching that. Because that was a little disaster right there. So, you guys think Nicki Minaj and Safari is going to end up back together? I don't know if I think that they're going to end up back together. But I don't think that Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill are gonna last all that long. Only time will tell though, you guys, but the relationship seems kind of superficial at this point. Alright, you guys, I just had to tell you about this story because it is so fucking petty, it don't even make no sense. So you guys remember KekeVsTia, and you remember she was caught up in that whole scandal with Donald Sterling, and we found out that he was an extreme racist asshole. Well, you guys know that when that story broke, Shelly Sterling was also in the process of suing her, KekeVsTia, for fucking her husband, okay, breaking up her marriage. So we thought it was an interesting case then. Didn't talk too much about it because everybody was concentrated on, Donald Sterling's racist ass. Well, we found out during that time that Donald Sterling had given KekeVsTia all this money and all these gifts, cars, homes, and all of this. Shelly was like, fuck you, bitch, pay me. Okay, so they went to court and honey, Shelly Sterling won her case. So this means that KekeVsTia has to give back all of the shit that Donald Sterling gave her because fuck, Shelly said, bitch, that was mine. I'm just gonna read the list off of the shit that she has to pay back to her girl. Look like KekeVsTia has got a lot of shit to take care of. Okay, so she has to pay back $1.8 million for the Spanish style duplex that she bought, $1.2 million in cash, $400,000, and that was for the cars. Okay, that was the Ferrari, the 2 Bentleys, and the Range Rover. $200,000, and that was credit card charges. $10,420 for 2 Chanel bags. $5,333 for the Cartier love bracelet that she had, $4,570 for a Louis Vuitton suitcase, $1,051 for some Manolo Blahnik shoes, $925 damn dollars for some dry cleaning, bitch. Yeah, we ain't paying for your motherfucking clothes either. $843 for skin treatment, which looks like that KekeVsTia could still stand some treatment. $695 for some Chanel thongs, $391 for a damn Easter bunny costume, bitch. $354 for a birthday cake. $299 for 2-speed blender. $140 for a Kobe 8 system Nike basketball shoes. $12 for a lace thong. And a $1 donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital that she did at CVS, y'all. I was like, damn, Shelly. Goddamn St. Jude's can't keep that $1. That bitch was like, no. Bitch, pay me my money. I was reading that list and I was like, oh, that Shelly, no, she petty as fuck. She's like, I don't give a goddamn what it is. Okay, this bitch gonna give me back all my shit. Look like KekeVsTia has to come up with a total of $2.6 million. I don't know, maybe she's hooked up with some new billionaire. Look, I got it. Every Friday from here to the end of the year, we gonna have some dinner sales for Miss KekeVsTia too. Okay, so like I said last week, chicken dinner $6, rib dinner $7, seafood dinners $8, and combination of all 3 plates $10. Okay, y'all got something on it. This story about Keke Palmer and Corey Hardrick. So evidently they're in a movie together called Brotherly Love, and they're on this big tour right now to promote the film, doing press, doing live screenings and things like that on TV shows, radio shows, all of that. Evidently, while they've been on this junket tour, Keke and Corey, there's some chemistry there, and you know, they seem to be kind of hugged up and buddied up and booed up a little bit too much, you know, for the comfort of his wife at home, Tia Mowry Hardrick. I guess in some interview that I haven't heard any of this, so I'm just going by what I've heard and read, but I haven't heard from her mouth. Supposedly she said that she liked Corey Hardrick, okay, that she had a crush on him or something like that. And Tia wasn't happy about it. Alright, so the next day after that, honey, Tia got on Twitter and was like, baby, saying that you like a married man is not cute. I'm just saying. So everybody started to believe that it was Keke Palmer who had said it because, you know, like I said, they're on this tour together and they're doing interviews. It started to gain some traction. Tia, I guess, felt bad or maybe didn't want it to get any bigger than it already did and decided to delete the tweet. However, you know, once you put that shit out there, honey, the devil holds on to it. Everybody's trying to figure out if, you know, Keke is trying to steal Tia's man, honey. Corey Hardrick, like, I don't even know, I promise you, if Bruh Man was sitting right next to me, I wouldn't know who he was. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I don't know nothing about no Corey Hardrick. Well, Keke went on to the Wendy Williams show today, and of course, Wendy Williams asked her about it, and Keke was just like, no, I'm not trying to be with him. You know, I don't like him like that. I just said, you know, when I was 10 years old, I said like, oh, I'm gonna marry this man or something like that. You know, and that she had a crush on him back then, and she must have brought it up in an interview, you know, recently. But she is just like, no, it's not nothing big. I'm not trying to be with him, which, you know, I think that's probably true. But honey, Tia was like, bitch, you ain't fixing the Angelina Jolie me. I done put in too much work over here, got this damn baby with this nigga. Okay, he been broke, he ain't been doing shit all this time. Don't tell me when the nigga's about to start hitting it big on this movie, you gonna think you gonna swoop down and take a Miss 21-year-old. I don't think that she was really trying to do anything with him. I think that maybe she shouldn't have said it, you know, because considering the fact that he is married and, you know, but like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if somebody has a crush on my husband. I mean, I have crushes on a whole bunch of people. I ain't gonna do nothing with them, you know, so it's not, but maybe it's different because she has actually acted, she's had contact with him. So now this crush has a, you know, the opportunity is there to maybe act on the crush. So maybe that's why T was just like, bitch, let me just let you know right now, bitch, I got my eyes on you. I don't think that Corey and Keke are trying to hook up. I don't think Tia has anything to worry about. Honey, Keke, honey, you get you somebody that's way more established than Brother Corey, all right? Yeah, don't waste your time. And Quickies, Bow Wow and his fiance Erica, they're saying once they get married, they will continue to live with his mother out here in Atlanta, Georgia. Bow Wow says he has no intention leaving that home. We all saw the house that he had on Cribs back in the day. It was a huge 8-bedroom, huge basement. They're saying that his mom has the top half of the house and that he has the bottom half of the house. He has no intentions of leaving. Okay, I guess. It's not no big deal to me. You know, it's not like he moved in with his mama. We all know that was his house or whatever. Nelly's tour bus was once again pulled over, and once again he was arrested for drugs and guns. Nelly tried to deflect as he put out a statement that said basically, I'm sorry that I have hood ass drug dealer friends, please forgive me, which is really code word for please don't drop me concert promoters and sponsors. The United Nations will rejoice as another member has been added to the board. Kimora Lee Simmons and her husband. Okay, y'all know how Kimora Lee Simmons roll, okay? Bitch, you know how we say we got play cousins? Kimora got play husbands. They say now that she married to Bruh Man, he's a billionaire by the name of Tim Leisner. Well, they have welcomed a new baby boy into the world by the name of Wolf Lee Leisner. Congratulations to the happy couple. And another congrats is in order to Mama Tina Knowles, who married her beau of the last few years, Richard Lawson, in Newport Beach, California last weekend. Took everybody by surprise, honey. Miss Knowles was snatched and grabbed. That face was right, honey. That dress was beautiful. They both looked very happy. I think it's wonderful. Y'all know I love, and I'm happy when old folks is able to find new love. And lastly, you guys, speaking of old folks, Drake was a special guest at Madonna's concert this week. And Madonna pulled him up on stage to do a sexy dancing song and to get the audience all excited. Well, what looks like after getting too caught up in the excitement, honey, a little peck that she was supposed to give Drake turned into an all-out slob fest, complete with tongue and movements and everything. After which Drake frowned and wiped his mouth and seemingly in disgust. But never to worry, you guys, after Drake checked himself into a hospital, he was checked out soon after without any sign of worms. Alright, you guys, that's it. You coming to the blackout, you got your hotel rooms, you guys got your plane tickets, you got your rental cars, you got your shit together. It's coming soon, you guys. Make sure you are on it. I would love to see you all. But that's it. Get on back to work, y'all. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.